Seems like a really awkward time to be discussing this movie, but okay. Welcome back to Everett is Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Everett is Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Clouds. Clouds is a 2020 Disney Plus original release about a boy named Zach who has terminal cancer and dreams of making music. It's directed by Justin Baldoni, cinematography by Ben Hutchins, editing by Brett M. Reed, music by Brian Tyler, and it's written by Kara Holden, based off the book Fly a Little Higher, How God Answered a Mom's Small Prayer in a Big Way by Laura Sobiek. I couldn't compare it. The film stars Finn Argus as Zach, Neve Campbell as Laura, Sabrina Carpenter as Sammy, Madison Iseman as Amy, and Tom Everett Scott as Rob. In 2016, Warner Brothers acquired the rights and signed on Justin Baldoni to direct. In 2019, they casted. They also filmed from October 2019 to November 2019, and then in 2020, Disney Plus took over distribution, and it became a Disney Plus original. The film has an 83% Rotten Tomatoes consensus. Although its emotional swings occasionally miss, Clouds soars higher than most young adult films and proves director Justin Baldoni's mastery behind the camera. There was also a behind-the-scenes documentary released later in 2020. I don't really have any complaints about the cinematography. It was fine. Nothing was like overtly, oh my god, how beautiful, how stunning. Some of it was a little digitally not great. I felt like some of the cloud writing was kind of hard to read because they were trying to make it look like real clouds, which is fair. Like, you know, I think the winter 2012 could have been so easily missed. I think spring and fall were easier. But overall, it looked good. So this is somewhat of a jukebox musical because obviously the songs Zach Sobiek and Sammy Brown made are real and they're being sung in this movie, so that makes it kind of jukeboxy. And then also he does like a Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO moment in the beginning and all that. And then there's a In Too Deep by Sum 41 plays, which is probably the best song in the movie. I hate to criticize the music because of the circumstance, but I have no recollection of the song Clouds being number one on iTunes in 2013. And I was in college in 2013 and like pretty up on music. Like I was huge on like refreshing iTunes and like looking at what was in the top 10 and what was big, and I have no memory of this song. It doesn't sound familiar at all. I didn't hear anything about this in 2013. So it just feels like it's all new to me. It is very touching, and I'm really proud of the real life Zach Sobiek and Sammy. That's really amazing, and what an achievement, and how beautiful and wonderful that they got to have that. Not my cup of tea. I didn't think the song was that catchy, but I love the meaning behind it. I also think when it comes to like stories like this and movies like this, they put such like a, oh my god, the lyrics are profound and so innovative and poetic and amazing, and it's like really normal lyrics. Like it's not anything insanely impressive in my opinion. I just think it's wonderful that this got to happen and that they loved the music and the music was loved. I don't think it's profound lyricism, and I don't think it like is masterpiece level, if that makes sense. I feel like it's going to be a little hard for me to criticize this because it's obviously based on a real family that lost their loved one. They lost their child, they lost their brother, and that is a horrible tragedy. Cancer. I have all the hurt and heartache and love to be sent that way. As a movie, this isn't very good. It is slow, and I watched this at 1.5 speed, don't yell at me, but it's slow and kind of like confusing it explains nothing. You start this movie, Zach has already had one bout of cancer, I guess, which they say in passing. Like, you beat it before, you'll beat it again. It's like, oh, okay, he's had cancer before. I had no idea. But okay, that's how I know now. Which, like, I'm for, like, not expository dialoguing me, but, like, there comes a point, and then they, like, never really explain anything that's happening with his cancer. You know, the one thing that gets explained is, like, he's got a collapsed lung and needs emergency surgery to fix it. And in that surgery is when they find out he's, like, terminal. Like, he's going to die in the next 6 to 10 months or whatever. But they never explain, like, there's a moment where he's, like, sitting next to the bathtub with the shower running, like, what I had to assume was a panic attack, I guess? But there was no, like, explanation, there was no, like, what's going on, what was that, there was no heart-to-heart with his mom about it, there was no, like, race him to the hospital, there was... I found myself constantly being like, what's going on? Like, what is happening? Is that, like, cancer-related? Is that just because he's having a panic attack? Because rightfully so. Did he fall? What's happening in this scene? What's going on? And then the music side of stuff, like, it's obvious he's into music because he's got the guitar and everything, and, like, the movie opens with him performing that silly Sexy and I Know It version in front of the school, which was, like, fun and a great little opening, but he doesn't, like, he talks about wanting to write music and, like, be a musician, and how amazing would that be, but he doesn't, like, write music until 50 minutes into the movie, which, it's a 2-hour movie, so we're, like, about halfway, and he's finally starting to write music with his friend Sammy, and they, like, also tried to shove a lot in here, like, he has this whole romantic relationship with Amy, and it's very, like, adult feeling, this relationship with Amy, but at the same time very teen feeling with how serious they are, which, like, let me be so clear, feelings are intensified, so, like, it makes sense that they're that serious and talking about that and all that kind of stuff. But it just, because I think they were all played by adults, it felt like an adult storyline, and I kept having to be like, how old is this kid? He's a senior? Is he 17? Is he 18? What am I, like, I'm not understanding. And then they kind of, like, brush over Sammy's feelings for him pretty quickly. I did like that scene. I thought that scene was cute, but then, like, they never talk about it again, which I didn't love. So it's just all over the place. I spent a lot of time being confused and also being like, yeah, okay, this is, like, I hate to say this because this was obviously a real family, but the movie, like, hit every trope, you know? And I guess that's a testament, like, if this is based off of Laura's book, who is Zach's mother, I guess this is a testament to the human experience. Like, we can all be connected because people have had similar experiences to you. Like, you know, the joke online is, like, I've never had a unique thought in my life because someone else is out there thinking it too, because you think you're, like, you feel ashamed for some of the thoughts you've had, and then someone else says the thoughts you've had, and you're like, oh, I'm not alone in that. And that's, like, a huge thing, right? Humans find community and blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I think there's something to be said that, like, movies about kids with cancer hit a lot of the same tropes, and it's like, well, that's probably because that's a true experience for a lot of people, which is horrible, let me be so clear. But this movie, I don't think it did anything new with the tropes. I also have no idea how faithful it is to Zach's real experience and, like, Laura's book, because there isn't, like, a blow-by-blow summary of Laura's book that I could compare it to. So I genuinely have no idea what in this movie was, like, dramatized or fictionalized compared to Zach's real experience. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, the movie itself was effective. I cried. I cried when his, like, sister that that he's always fighting with was, like, crying and sat with him and was like, oh. And she said, I love you. I was crying. That was very good. But, like, it's gonna get you. It's about a kid who has cancer that dies too soon. That's horrible. Like, that is a tragedy. That sucks. It's like, no, that makes no sense. The world is unfair. That's awful, awful, awful. But as a movie, it wasn't very good. Everyone was fine. I feel like they weren't given the best material. I feel like some of the dialogue was a little rough. I feel like some of the scenes weren't very well done. Like, for some reason, what sticks out to me is the argument between the mother and father when she's like, you haven't even looked at me, blah, blah, blah. I feel like, I don't know, this is gonna be so terrible, you guys. But I can't help but compare this movie to My Sister's Keeper, right? That's another big kid with cancer movie. The parents arguing in that film, unbelievable. So real, so incredible. And this scene, I feel like, just pales in comparison, which, like, it's a good idea to not compare it, but you can't help but, you've seen some of these movies, you've seen the parents argue, and much like, if that was the extent of their argument and then they were fine, beautiful, wonderful, I love that for them. But that argument, it felt very valid for them to have that argument. I mean, it's I cannot imagine what they're experiencing. It is horrific. And that argument felt so, like, it didn't sell me. Like, I didn't believe them. I didn't believe the scene. I didn't believe the actors were actually upset. I didn't believe, like, and so I kind of, like, I kind of want to blame Justin Baldoni for that. I don't think I want to blame the actors because I've seen the actors in other things. So, I don't know. Writing, Justin Baldoni, whoever. My favorite part is Sammy. I think Sabrina Carpenter is kind of standout here. This material can be a bit rough, and there were multiple moments I laughed at her delivery of words. The words might not have been funny, but her delivery was solid. So Sammy was just my favorite character. My least favorite part was him dying. Obviously, that sucks. Recommend? I don't know. That's up to you, I guess. I mean, sorry, spoiler, he dies. Like, it's, you know. I don't know. Yeah. Watch again? No. I'm good. I don't need to watch this again. Absolutely not. I'm alright. That's going to be everything. My final rating is going to be a 5. Probably 5 guitars. Let's do 5 or 5 clouds. Should it be clouds? Let's do clouds. 5 clouds out of 10. Our total movie count is. Our cry count is. Parents That Told is still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials and check out my website. My website is cool. Go look at it. Join Patreon. Got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early. Tiers above that, daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content, etc. Buy merch. Merch is great, merch is great. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so do you, and don't be cancer about it. Truly. Go up, up.